Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So in the previous video we have seen that when we actually hit this URL, we are able to upload a file on the folder structure where we are actually want it to get uploaded, right? So this was done previously, but what was left is that when we actually send this API, we don't see any kind of response here, whether it was successful or unsuccessful. So in this video we are going to see a response which is going to be specific to what happened with the upload, right? But before we do that, if you are new to my channel, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. You just have to hit that red color subscribe button and that's all. So now let's quickly see what we have to modify in the code from the previous video to make it working, right? So first is we have to create a class which is going to be sent out as a response, right? So first we have to create that. So let's quickly create that. So I'm going to choose this package where I'm going to create that class. So let's give the name response message, right? So now in this we don't have to provide anything like specific. We just need a message and that is all, right? And then we just have to generate getters and setters for this. All right, so we are good to go. So now what we have to modify here. So you see, when we actually upload the file, there are two things that can happen. First is something went wrong with the upload. It could be any kind of exception. That's why we here throwing IO exception, right? So first case is we got some exception. Second is we didn't got any exception and it was successful. So how do we handle it is, first let's remove this and handle this in a try catch block, right? So when it is successful, it is not going to throw any exception, so it won't go inside this catch block. So in this case we are going to do something at this line, right? Otherwise we are going to do something here. So that something is going to be your message that you are returning with your API. So I will first have a message here, right? So if it is successful, then I can pretty much say upload of file. We can give the name was successful, right? So we can give the name like so here let's do file dot get original file name, and that is pretty much it. Otherwise we have to say it was unsuccessful. So we can copy this message and say unsuccessful. So if catch block is running, then we just have to return from here saying whatever we want, right? So here this message is going to be returned. But how do we do that? So there is one class that we can use, which is response entity. So response entity is extension of HTTP entity that adds a status code, which is here you can see. So we can pretty much use it like let's say if we have a template. So for now we don't have any template, so we are going to handle it through something like this. So we are going to create a new response entity. The type which we are returning, we can obviously return a string here, but I have created a specific class because when we work on a full-fledged application, we want something custom to be provided. It can be a lot of thing that we want to give out to the user so that they can easily debug without actually watching or debugging the code, right? So that's why we need something custom, and string is not a good way for that. So that's why here we are going to use our class that we just created, which is response message. So let's quickly do that. So here I'm going to use response message, right? So this is what we are going to return. So this actually is now going to be our return type. All right, now what we actually have to return is response entity dot. So there is this method status through which we can actually send out the status that we are giving. So this is an exception. So here we have to choose something related to that. So here you can see a lot of status. Let me be specific here. So I'll just type exception. So here you can see exception failed. And this is the one that I want to print, right? So that's good enough. Now, like I said, you can be very specific with the exception. So what you are going to give out to the user, you can be very specific, right? So this is going to be the HTTP status code, but then there is this method which is going to be your body. So this method is what we actually get here in this response body. So whatever you want to actually be customized, you can do it in this method itself, right? So here I'm just going to give out response method, and here I will provide message, right? All right, so let's create the constructor also. I forgot to do that. Right, so this will be this dot message equals to message. All right, good to go. Otherwise I would have to, call the set method that I don't want to. All right, so if there is no exception, then in that case I just have to return HTTP OK, right? So it is going to be capital OK, right? So this is going to be the modification that we have to do to see your useful or specific message to the operation, right? So now let's try to run this. So the code is already running, and what we have to do is we have to hit this URL. So I have this file here, so I will delete it, and once again I will upload this. So here we have post upload, that is good. We will come down to body. Here we have the file selected already, so we just have to click on send. So as you can see here, we got the message, and it pretty much say you can read that, right? So upload a file and the name was successful. So this is what we had to do to print actually whatever we want. So this is actually in JSON format. So like I said, you can be very specific here. You can customize this to whatever requirement you have, but this is going to be the way to do it. So this was it, what I wanted to show in this video. So I hope you learned something new in this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, and I will meet you in some another video. Till then, have a good day, stay safe, and bye bye.